Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Otaku Octagon podcast. I'm your host, Maui. I'm joined by my co host, David. I hope you caught us on our last specialty episode back on YouTube where we did a little bit of unboxings. We obviously got our camera situation fixed, so please look for us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts, even on Anchor, and then hop over to our YouTube channel, The Otaku Octagon. Now, this is our Father's Day special. Happy Father's Day, David.
Happy Father's Day. How's it going?
That's going good, man. That's going good. What'd you get into today?
Oh, not much, man. It's been a long day, honestly. I actually woke up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Only time I ever wake up that early is. Actually, I never wake up that early, so it's been a really long day. Honestly, this has been the first time I got to really sit down in front of my computer and relax. I've been up and at it since first thing in the morning. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. I mean, I didn't really do anything. I kind of went to this whiskey distillery with my wife's dad, and we kind of drank expensive whiskey. He paid for it, so we're good. So I can buy more anime stuff. Obviously, I got the flags up there now. Got the Black Bulls, and I got the that's the Beatles, that Beatles album cover, but it has like all the characters
from Demon Slayer.
From Demon Slayer walking
that's
across
lit.
the street.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and I got
the Black Bulls flag.
Yeah, that's the Black Bulls from Black Clover. You know, Yami Sukihiro. You know, Astro Comments. But I got
Where'd you get those?
So I got both of them from Amazon. Funny because I told you about this when you were here, but I got the Blackbeard because you know I'm like a big Blackbeard Pirates guy.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Blackbeard flag and it was like massive. So everybody, if you ever go to Amazon, you look for flags, get a 3 foot by 5 foot because I didn't look at what I was clicking and I got a Blackbeard flag that's literally longer than my room. So it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I got a couple other like art pieces too. I got Sukuna doing his, domain expansion, But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. What you get any anime today?
Today, no, I haven't been able to watch any anime, honestly. I wish. I honestly wish, but no, I haven't watched any anime today. Honestly, I've just been reading, my One Piece manga. I watched a couple things like in passing my weekly episode, but I haven't really been able to get into any animes.
Okay.
But I did want to touch on something. I wanted to bring it up last week as well. With One Piece, obviously I have to bring it up. One Piece is actually going on a 4-week break because we're getting into the final arc. So if there's ever been a time to get into One Piece, I know it's been 20 odd years of One Piece, but now is the time.
I don't think 4 weeks is enough to catch up, to be honest. Unless you don't have a job. If you
got a job or you just want to simply read the manga, they also have something called One Piece. It's like a fan made thing, but it kind of takes out all the extra in the anime. I don't know where it is, honestly. I haven't found it myself. I have
to sell the high seas on the internet to find it.
You got to sell, you're going to have to sell the high seas. Maybe somewhere on YouTube, possibly. But no, One Piece is apparently a more condensed version, like the Dragon Ball Z Kai, or what was it?
Yeah, I think it was Kai. They did the same thing with FMA Brotherhood. How Brotherhood is like regular Fullmetal Alchemist, but it's without all the bullshit.
Yeah, without all the actual bullshit. They followed the manga more when they made the Brotherhood one. That's honestly why it's the best one. But no, the reason One Piece is going off break for 4 weeks. They're about to get into their final saga. Oda's working on, they got the live action that's coming to Netflix soon. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. They've actually introduced all the characters, the main characters of the show. So if you ever want to get into that, kind of say, oh, that's how they look, how they're supposed to look. That's something to get into. But with the anime, it's kind of disappointed me. Honestly, the anime was really impressing me, I would say. But in past 2 weeks, I would say the anime has slowed down dramatically. The pacing has gotten pretty bad the past 2 episodes, for like a half a chapter per episode. And then the next episode is supposed to be a filler episode. So I'm pretty upset about that. But honestly, any other animes, maybe a weekly here and there. I like to watch the Spy Family. I always catch Spy Family.
I need to catch up on that. I probably missed like 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I started a few other anime because I finished Vinland Saga, like I said before.
Yeah.
I was watching Blood Sea. I would still need to finish Berserk, and then I started watching The Devil as a Part Timer. So I'm gonna have to, like, a little shame here for. I mean, everybody has it these days, but my wife, I tried to hold out as long as I could. But I mean, I have TikTok, you have TikTok, everybody has TikTok, right? And like, Yeah, they have. I make little videos here and there. You know, try to put the chocolate skin on there. But no, but like I started getting this, but except from you, I started getting quick anime like suggestions from TikTok.
Mhm.
And because like my For You page is full of like anime and women. I'm just kidding. She don't listen to this, so it's fine. But no, but like it's full of anime things that says like top 5 underrated anime or something. And does like that quick video.
Yeah.
Well, I saw The Devil is a Part-Timer. I knew that was a show, but I never like that wasn't something on my list to watch until I saw like a TikTok video of him like going like demon mode and like fucking somebody up or something like that. And I was like, oh shit,
That's what interests you from the
it
show.
it looked pretty good. I mean, let's be honest. If there's a show out there that you don't really like, but then they show you like a really cool snippet, that you kind of want to check it out because you want to see what it's about. And I've watched like I think the first 3 episodes in the last couple of days, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I think it's pretty good. It's really easy to follow along. There's nothing crazy about it. I mean, if y'all don't know, so My Devil is a Part-Timer is essentially about the Demon King Satan. He pretty much goes into another world. It's kind of like a reverse isekai, but he does it to himself. He's like in his world, and then he is like fighting the hero of the land. I think her name is Emilia or something like that. And he's pretty much kind of getting beaten. I wouldn't say completely getting beaten, but he's kind of getting beaten. And then he goes into another world, says, "I'm going to heal up. I'm going to like get my forces together, and then I'm going to come back." Well, he ends up going to Earth, and he brings one of his generals with him. And they pretty much just start. It's kind of like a comedy. I would say it's pretty funny. They definitely there's a lot of comedic moments, and like he pretty much picks up a part-time job at like it's like McDonald's, but it's obviously McDonald's for copyright reasons. But he picks up a part-time job at McDonald's. They live in some shitty apartment, and like it's just funny. And then come to find out that, not to ruin it, because I don't even know more after this, to be honest. But like the hero followed them into the portal, and she's there now too. But the catch is they have a little bit of their power.
Yeah.
So they have enough to not be able to, so far from what I know, they have enough to like do something if they needed to use it, but if they use it too much, they'll lose it forever. So they're in human form, and they're just regular teenagers now trying to get through their life. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I know what you're saying. I've actually seen the show.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. The reason why I'm laughing is because it's not your typical show.
It's kind of a slice of life.
It's a slice of life.
Yeah.
And I love that they drew you in with that, because it is not about fighting at all. I mean, it's not about powers. Yeah. It's not about any of that. It is a slice of life.
I mean, I'm the basic bitch when it comes to anime. If it has like fighting, mink, if that's all it's about, I'm cool with it. And I mean, and like I said before, when it came to I Left the Hero Party, that one, I like that slice of life. No Game, No Life, that had zero fighting in it. I did like those types. It has to draw me in from a certain thing, right? And I think it had so kind of something that I don't know if TikTok did it, but it was like a video, but like Mob Psycho 101, right? So like, or Mob Psycho 100. Yeah, so like it drew me in when he went to 100. When he went to scale 100, I saw a video of it. But then when I watched the anime, I didn't really like the show until he went to his like rage moments, and then he started. The fights were like the only part of the show that I liked. And I'm not saying it's a bad show. I personally didn't like it, So it takes certain things to draw me in, but it did. So I'm gonna continue watching that, and I think it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna keep watching Blood Sea, and then I need to catch up on Spy Family. My wife really likes Spy Family, so unless she's sitting down, she'll yell at me if she sees me watching it. Yeah.
That's my bitch right there.
Daddy's lying. But no, it's really good. I mean, then I am gonna go get some mangas too. I want to collect some mangas as well. So
I like to hear. What you gonna think about getting?
So at Barnes and Nobles, if y'all didn't know, they have the complete collection series. I only saw 2 of them though. I don't see like any others, but they have Demon Slayer and they have Attack on Titan. So they have it like in this box. The box is like probably like this big. It's like a pretty big box. Obviously you can't see it on camera, but it's a pretty big box, and it has like a handle on it with like cover art around the box, which I think is pretty cool. And it has every single the complete manga set so far, all the way up for Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. I think they're about like $50 or $60. for the whole box.
They're not bad at all.
Yeah,
especially with Demon Slayer because it's not really a long manga. I guess they
Yeah.
planned on making it longer, but the mangaka he was going through things at the time, so they kind of cut it short.
Now, because I'm an anime guy, I probably won't read them yet.
I'll read them for you.
No, thanks. I probably won't read them only because I want to see and I kind of want to wait to see what happens. Now, you and me, we're both a part of like a million fucking anime groups on Facebook, so we kind of get spoiled for things anyways. And just like when you were at my house, we watched that One Piece. We watched like 2 One Piece movies. I think it was Z and
Stampede.
Stampede, yeah. So I got to see some like new characters and new powers, which like I don't know if I've said this before. I'm not really. You can spoil things for me. I don't like to have them spoiled, but you can because I'm more of a journey guy, not the destination. So I like the journey to get there. I don't really care about where the fuck we end up because we saw with Naruto, it didn't end up how we wanted. The Hokage we wanted versus the Hokage we got. You know what I'm saying?
Why did they do that to my boy though? Like
Yeah, they made. I mean, and so actually, freaking, I'm sassy segues here. Let's get it. Naruto, what they did to him kind of pissed me off, right? What they did to him, and not because of his character model, not because of the powers or Kurama, but they made him an absent father. Now, this is our Father's Day special, so we're gonna talk about let's talk about some father son or father children in the anime world. Let's give a little pros and cons.
Okay, well, let me defend Naruto real quick.
Go ahead, defend
Naruto is not an absent father.
Naruto absentee.
Is busy. He got shit to do. Naruto stated when he becomes a Hokage, the whole village is his family. He don't got time to be
that's an excuse.
rearing up one child. He has the whole family the whole village to worry about.
Coming from a kid who literally had no family and was treated like dog shit his entire time. You mean to tell me you think instead of sending a clone to go do your Hokage work, you send a clone to go do your family, your fucking what's her name? What's his daughter's name?
For the birthday? Himawari?
Himawari, yeah. To his daughter's birthday, he sent a clone anyways. Like
it's him though. It's him.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing.
Talk to any woman.
Is he gonna get a fight at the birthday party? No, but is he gonna get a fight at the Hokage?
Naruto's clones are goated.
But if they get punched, they one.
By who? What happened? Who's gonna punch the Hokage's clone and blow? That's Himawari. His guard was down. That's Himawari. Because didn't she use her Byakugan and like fucking like just make him disappear? I'm just saying, Naruto. The way they made Naruto, besides like Sasuke, we kind of saw that shit coming. He was gonna go get milk and he was never coming back. But barely. But him coming up and growing up without a family and not like knowing what it feels like to like, he knows what it feels like to be lonely and not have a father. For him to be that way, I get he's busy. I get he's the Hokage. I get there's shit to do. But for him to grow up and then have kids and then say, the village is my children, that's an excuse.
He's better than his own father. I mean, the same father who decided to put a whole demon into his son body and then kill himself and the mom.
He 100% could have sealed that Nine-Tailed Fox in himself.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Someone also agreed. That shit made no sense. Let me go ahead and seal into the baby. But I'm a deuce. Oh, you're going to deuce out too? Let's deuce out together. Good luck. Let's leave you with this guy. Oh, the guy who's going to just give you $1 a day. About, what, 70 cents more than the children in Africa?
I think they nerfed fucking, what's Naruto's mom's name? Karina? No. What's Naruto's mom's
mom?
Yeah, it's like Karina. It sounds like Karina, like the other Uzumaki that's with Sasuke when they have their whole their whole gang or whatever. It's like Kushina. I think it's Kushina. I don't know, but like I think they nerfed her in the point because they talked about in the I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the manga when they talked in the Konoha Senju. They talked about how the Uzumaki clan they have the healing jutsus, they have the sealing jutsus, literally created some of the best sealing jutsus on the planet. Yet when she put her thousand chain seal jutsu on the Nine-Tailed Fox, like she let his little arm slip out, like, but after death she could seal the Nine-Tailed Fox. Like, exactly.
I mean, it has exactly like this perfect, like that.
Exactly.
Their whole family is made to seal. She's literally there to seal the Nine Tails. but she can't keep up.
Didn't she? She had the Nine Tails in her before.
Yeah, she was the Nine Tails.
She should have sealed that shit back inside of her instead of giving that to her kid.
Apparently, because she was giving birth, it broke the seal, or the seal had a small enough gap.
Oh yeah,
so that he was able to escape, and it was all orchestrated by Obito. Spoiler alert, Madara.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it didn't. When you really think about it, it made no sense, honestly. No. And Naruto was being a better parent than his parents were to him. At least he's in the life.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It just
Shadow Clone.
Yeah,
I wonder if he sends the Shadow Clone to go to bed at home too. Never mind. Let's not go there. let's just not do that one. But no, honestly, Naruto, he gets better in the show. Yes, in the beginning, he's kind of like absentee, but then he realizes, yo, I'm not being a good dad. I'm not being the best dad I can be. And that's honestly what makes Naruto a good father. He recognizes where he's failing and he does better in the show. Even in Boruto, I know you hate the show. Even in Boruto, he tries to be better. Even when he's like, you know what, I'm going to give my life to protect my son. Even though I don't have, spoiler alert, even though I don't have the Nine Tails anymore, I'm still going to give my life, knowing full well my son can kick my ass and his best friend can kick my ass. I'm still going to go out there and fight the god anyway. You got to give Naruto at least heart, right?
I give him the good father award when it comes to battling, though. It's the small shit, and I know he didn't have like a father figure to like really go off of, but the only time he's really shown it, and I especially like the scene, and I think it's in Boruto, and it's also in the movie when he finds out his son is using that wrist thing that like does jutsus and shit. And he comes down and he fucking grabs his wrist and he's like, "You're done." And he takes his headband. That's like a disappointed fatherly moment. You know what I'm saying? And like
that was so unnecessary.
What do you mean?
Honestly, he could have let the battle end, disqualified him after the battle, and then reprimand him. For them to make it a whole thing in front of the host, not just their village, but another village as well.
Well, so here's the thing,
in front of everything. Then afterwards, act like it never happened. It seemed kind of weird.
The afterwards thing, I agree with you. But here's the thing: you have to think politically about this. Now, one, he can't reprimand him behind the scenes because he is it would look like he was showing favoritism. Two, it would look like he's showing favoritism to his own son. But that's what I'm saying. Okay. As if Naruto recognized it, other Kages recognized it as well. You could even see it in their face that they realized it. And for Naruto to go out there and think about the shit that he had to go through his tuning exams. That's what was going through his mind is like, and I'm pretty sure somebody had a conversation with Boruto about it when they were just like, you have no idea what your dad had to go through to get to this level, to get to the level that you're trying to be at. Your dad never took any shortcuts. He never took any of this. He never took any of that. So the fact that he saw his own son like doing that disappointed him to a level where he's not going to let the battle continue because one, it's not fair. Two, he's the Kage, so he has to show if he sees cheating, it's just like any football game. You throw a flag on the play. You don't wait to tell the team after the game's done. Like you go in there and you call the play.
Let's not break the rules for Boruto, my blood son. But let's break the rules for my son, who's not really my blood son, Kawaki. Let's hide him in my home against all the other the other Kages.
You're just proving how bad of a father he is.
let's do all this for Kawaki. For Boruto, let's embarrass him in front of two different villages.
That's what you're saying. That's why I said I didn't like Boruto. That's why I said I didn't like Boruto is because I feel like how they wrote these characters is not how I think they would have been.
That's why Kishimoto came back.
Yeah, and I don't think, and shout out to Kishimoto though because he did make a Father's Day episode in Boruto, and I fucking appreciated that.
I saw that filler.
Yeah, where they had like the kids and their fathers running around doing kind of craziness. But anyways, all right, next father. So this might be a little controversial. I know you said you watched it maybe a little bit, but to kind of get it out of the way. So Thors from Vinland Saga. So Thorfinn's son. Do you know much about him?
Not really. It was like he was in the first two episodes.
Well, yeah, and spoiler alert, he dies. Like that's kind of and then the show is about Thorfinn, obviously trying to get revenge. Now, this can be looked at in multiple ways. I think he's a really good father, but I think because of what he not lacked, but what he went through, he put that on his son. Like he put that on his kids. So if you really take a look at the family dynamic that he has, his daughter is like older. She's like in the beginning, his daughter's like, I think she's like 17, 18 years old, but she's like tough. She could fight, like all about it, right? But his son, he's like treating his son to be soft, and he's not preparing him for what could potentially be out there in the real world. Like, I understand that you were a part of this big fucking Viking gang that like literally decimated planets, and you're trying to like, you're not planets, if anybody, not literal planets. I'm just saying like land. But I get it, and you don't want your kids to grow up in violence, but you're still a fucking Viking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get you're trying to start a new life in like I think they're in Greenland or one of the places, but like I get you're trying to start a new life, but you're still Vikings. And what's funny is like their people still go out on raids, or they go on like hunting excursions and stuff like that. They don't raid like other Vikings do. But if you left one of the biggest Viking syndicates on the planet to come live a life, you don't think that they would fucking come looking for you, and you're one of the top. Which they did. You're one of the top ranking generals. You didn't think they would find you, so why would you not want to teach? Like, his son knew nothing. His son absolutely didn't know how to fight, couldn't touch a sword, couldn't do anything like that. And it's like, one, you're still a Viking, and two, like, if these people, like, if I knew people were coming after me and my family would be trading the fuck up.
Did he know they were coming after him?
No, he didn't. It wasn't audible. So him saying like, I know they're gonna come for me, wasn't an audible thing. You do come to find out that there's another character in the show that's like people are fucking terrified to fight. He's a Viking that actually joined the English side. He's like this massive motherfucker. Well, him and Tors were best friends back in that Viking like army. And he found out, he knew the whole time that Tors left. He didn't know where, but he knew. And he said he was going to tell, he told somebody when he woke up, because Tors was the only person. That's why he's like obsessed with Thorfinn, because he was best friends with his father. And his, actually Tors' sister, Tors' wife is the sister of him. So, it's like his uncle, it's like Thorfinn's uncle. But he knew about it, and he said, I'm going to fucking snitch when I wake up, because he said Tors was the only person that could ever beat me in combat. And Tors knocked him the fuck out when he was running away with his pregnant wife. But he's like, I'm going to fucking snitch. When you wake up, I'm fucking ratting. I'm singing like a canary, right? And they don't show him, but he said he would do it. So how would you not think that somebody would come for you that later down the road? You know what I'm saying?
Years. See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use us, for example.
Go ahead.
So no matter what we've been through, what we may see ourselves as, when it comes to our children, we're kind of more lenient. They're a little softer, just a tad. Maybe not too much, but they're a little softer, a little sweeter, a little more spoiled. The children are a little more spoiled than we are. We give them things that maybe we weren't afforded when we were younger. And in his defense, Thors, he wanted his son to live a peaceful, you don't have to fear anything, you don't have to fight to survive, fight to get money lifestyle. And it's been so, it was, from what I remember, it was maybe 6-7 years later when it finally came to fruition, where they finally found him, and what happens. Yeah. So for him, the first year, he was worried. 2 years, still worried. 3 years, maybe they won't come. 4, 5, 6 years, he thought everything was going to be okay. And that's why Thorfinn grew up as this happy-go-lucky kid, and then all of a sudden, his whole life changed in the blink of an eye.
So here's the saying, and I like to live by the saying. I'm going to tell it to my kids too. And it's hard times make hard men make easy times make weak men make hard times make hard men. It's a fucking cycle, right? It's a cycle that just continues and continues, right? The hard times made Tors a hard man. He made it easier time for his son. And he essentially, if what happened if essentially what didn't happen happened, Thorfinn would have grown up weak. But even if he wasn't worried about the other people coming for him, like think of the age you're still in though. Like even for us, with me and you, like I hit my kids. You know, don't call fucking don't
You can
call
just say I
child
whipped my
protective.
kids. You don't have to say hit.
No, but like no,
You
like
whipped- you
I
whipped-
discipline. Yeah, I discipline my children as much as possible because I don't want me, both of you and me, coming through the Marine Corps and like going through hard times. I don't want to create these easy times enough, right? I'm creating good times. Like I want him to be afforded opportunities and stuff, but I don't want to turn him my sons into weak individuals. You know, and just be well-rounded emotionally, physically, you know, stuff like that. But think of the time they're in. Like they're still fucking Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Like you're still a Viking. And even though like some of y'all who say like, oh, the kid was only 6 years old, it's not like 6 years old in this planet, like where we are at, because 6 years old here are like just bumbling idiots that still stumble on their feet. 6 years old in the anime world, they're like full running,
Basically
fucking
16.
jumping. Yeah, they're running.
JoJo was 6 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, they're like running, jumping, doing parkour and shit, like fighting with swords. Like these kids are like they appear older and more mentally mature in anime than they do in our world. So I think he didn't prepare now, and obviously turned out for the best in the not the best, but he ended up surviving.
Things buffed.
Like shit buffed, but he ended up learning how to fight for himself, and then. You know, he became like one of the most feared people on the battlefield and like shit like that. He's like, this is the, like you'd hear people just be like, that's the kid with the 2 knives. Like, and they'd be like, fuck that. Like, I'm not fucking fighting him.
When is the next season coming out?
January.
I'm gonna do my rewatch.
I think it's January. I think it's January. I think
Okay.
because they had to, because they were doing the second season, and then what's it called picked it up. Mappa, yeah, Mappa picked it up. The people who animate Jujutsu Kaisen, so yeah, they're picking it up. But other than that, I mean, I think so. Definitely pros. I mean, he definitely took his family away, so his son wasn't raised in like this murderous Viking, you know, like community. But cons, he just didn't prepare him well enough, and like Thorfinn lucked out. He lucked out and just like learning how to fight for himself and like kind of being taken care of.
It worked out.
He didn't fucking die.
He
didn't die. That's lucked out to me. So
no, I agree. On those points, but just like you did, I'm gonna have to bring up our next. This is actually going to be a duo because a father can't be one without the other. Who I'm talking about? Goku and Piccolo.
Oh no! Stop.
Goku and Piccolo.
Piccolo's the daddy.
Goku and Piccolo.
He may be your dad, father. He ain't your daddy.
Look at Gohan. Look at Gohan, studious, strong, the chosen one. He even got a movie that just came out. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, they gave him plot armor. That's exactly what they did. They gave him a new form.
And he would have never had that without his dads. Piccolo and Goku.
Piccolo and Goku. Father. Piccolo, I'm not even going to have a conversation about this one. Goku.
We know Goku. Goku likes to fight. Goku likes to win.
He wants his son. About his kids. Yo, he clapped Chi-Chi's cheeks.
He does. He wants that for his, like, for example, when he with Cell, he sacrificed his life so that Gohan can get the dub.
And he also gave Cell a fucking sensu bean and
so that Gohan can get the dub.
Whip my son's ass, please.
No, said, Gohan. I don't want you to fight him at 10%. I want you to fight him at 100%. You ain't gonna feel good about that. He wants the same for him, for his son. And honestly, you do have to respect that. He sucks as a dad.
It's easy to do that in a universe where dying ain't really dying.
By that time, they've been brought back once when he died to Piccolo and Raditz. Yeah. So maybe they thought it was a one-time thing.
Vegeta and Raditz.
By that. Yeah, Vegeta. No, Piccolo and Raditz. Piccolo did the beam through Goku. No, Raditz through Goku. Because he had to do the special beam cannon and shoot it through both of them to defeat Raditz. And then Goku.
Because he was holding him or some shit. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to have to do a Dragon Ball Z run through. You know, it's only like 200-something episodes. That's nothing.
Yeah,
do that in a week and a night.
Compared to fucking 1,000 piece.
1,000 piece, bro. But no, honestly, we know Goku, who he is. He is who he is. But Piccolo, he's been that figure. And honestly, I think that he has a part in the movie as well. I saw a form, maybe, for Piccolo, who's kind of gold, yellowish.
I think he does have a new form. I know Gohan has a new form, but all they did was slap plot armor on fucking Gohan.
You saw it already?
No, I saw the video on TikTok. Actually, I saw
Oh, you
his
saw
new
on TikTok?
form. Yeah, his new form. But
Mm.
I mean, if so, pros and cons of Goku. All cons. Fuck him. Pros and cons of Piccolo.
Oh, man.
Pros. He's there for the step kids. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he did throw
Step
Gohan through a
daddy.
mountain, though. Let's be real. This
He's
is not all
training.
pros.
Like I said, in
He
a
threw that
world
nigga through
where
a mountain.
in a world where dying ain't really dying, it don't really matter.
Man.
You said
That's
you.
at
Goku
least
said-
Goku ain't threw him through a mountain before.
Goku said, "Fuck them kids. Go ahead and die, and I'll see you up in King Kai's mountain."
I think he
King Kai's
made
world.
Gohan fight a dinosaur when he was like 3 or 4. See, those fucking 3, 4 year
But
olds.
that's what
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. These little kids are different. Different.
But
Yeah.
no, I had to throw them in. But more of a serious note, I did want to bring up Maze Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know, he had the daughter, the wee dad, the glasses,
Stop.
the phone booth. You know,
Fusion.
oh, my word. No, not the bad guy. That's fuck, what is his name? Damn, I can't think.
Oh,
no,
you're
shout out.
talking,
Shout
you're
out.
talking
I'm
about the dude that's in the Alchemist Brotherhood, the one that gets killed in the phone booth.
Yeah, phone booth.
Oh, phone booth
He was
guy.
a great dad.
I loved phone booth guy.
He was so nice. Like he made the Elrics like really feel at home. That was their first home. He was a great dad to his daughter.
He had that weird Japanese anime culture like daughter fetish. Like
What's a fetish?
no, that's kind of like
princess.
what's his name? From fucking Black Clover. He has a sister fetish.
Oh no,
That's the Black Bull.
yeah, that's something else. that's not the same. That's not the same.
But he would always
You know,
like have the little
was a
picture, and he's
princess.
like, "Oh, she's so cute."
Exactly.
Oh,
Bro, as soon as you have a girl, as soon as you add to your army, you're gonna have a girl, and you're gonna be like, oh, he's all
that bitch was like 2 or 3 years old. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, get the fuck over it.
No, he was a good dad. He honestly
great
went
dad.
out like a G. It's
Absolute
sad
gangster.
to see him go, but I really liked him as a character. He had a good character all around. Honestly, it made the fans like, oh damn, he's dead.
Without sounding hypocritical though, because like me and you have both been deployed before, and like we've left kids behind and shit. Like, I think if he knew like the shit was going down, and he decided to run to the phone booth and like take care of it.
Yeah,
I would say
that scene how he died was kind of like that
he
was
should
your
have went.
decision.
He should have went home. That nigga should have went
Really?
home
But yeah,
or stayed in the building because.
And then he got on the phone
Mustang
and like gave up way too much information. Like, bro, what is she doing?
like
like-
Roy Mustang was in the building. I'm pretty sure. And like,
Roy, bro, how you not gonna trust? I mean,
Yeah.
like that was his excuse. He didn't trust anyone. But Roy,
that's
he
fair.
didn't
But
trust
like,
Mustang?
you could have stayed in the building or went home.
I mean, yeah,
like,
he should have
Go to your girl. If you that obsessed with your little girl, like go to her. Be like, man, fuck this society.
But would that get her killed though? Maybe he thought that
No, but here's the thing though. Like that, I forgot what their group is called, but the people that were running around killing people and shit, that were like, she only killed him because he was there.
Yeah,
She was assassinating people in that like headquarters, and because he was outside. I mean, nigga, you walk up to a house you're about to assault, you're gonna kill the person you see on the driveway. I mean, that's it.
I mean, but if he would have went home though, wouldn't he just bring the assassin?
But he was standing in their objective was to attack the headquarters and assassinate people at the headquarters, specific people. I don't remember if he was a target, but I know they were there to attack people in the headquarters because remember, the long haired that's like we thought was a girl is actually a guy. She was in that archive room with Edward. She was in the room with Edward. Remember?
Oh, the flipping one with the
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were talking.
So if he went home, he stood in that phone booth for quite a while before he was killed. So if he would have just went straight home to his little girl and his wife, he would have been good. And wasn't his birthday too, or his daughter's birthday that day or some shit?
Yeah, it was somebody's birthday, I think.
Yeah, so like he should have.
It was hers.
Man, like fuck work. I'm going home. It's my kid's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fuck work.
Oh shit! No,
all right, so
shout out to Maze Hughes.
All right, so great father. I'm gonna bring up one of the best fathers in the world, all the anime community, Jing Freaks from Hunter x Hunter, Gomes' dad, best father on the. I can't do that no more.
If you're
Best father
saying that in terms of, I know as an anime dad, the only way my son can be the best he can be is by getting the fuck up out of here, then yes, Ging is the best dad and like better than Goku levels because he knows that is part of the formula.
Here's the thing though. That nigga Jings, he dropped his fucking kid off and said, "All right, peace."
He said, no. He dropped his kid off, made a whole game like, "Hey, yo, fuck with my son as soon as he show up. Don't tell him."
Yeah, he literally told people to kill my son. Don't go easy on him. If he dies, he dies. He fucking like he didn't care. And then he said, man. And then the damn what's her girl in the actual game, she said, if he chooses to bring somebody, don't let him come to me. Mm-hmm. Like, nigga, that's my best friend. You're not gonna let me see you with my best friend. Like, bro.
Like, I'm trying to
Jing is on that.
I'm trying to see you. And then when he finally saw him, he's like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey. Yo, long
time.
Been a while, bud.
It was like 2 minutes, like even if that. Yeah. And he's like, all right, I'll see you when I see you. Catch me if you can.
That shit was so, I'm gonna be honest, that whole scene was like so underwhelming. Yeah, it was just like, all right. Like, I get that, like, I think Gon has like a whole reverse Stockholm syndrome thing going on. Like, he liked that his dad left him and like was like, oh, I'm gonna make this an adventure to go find my father.
Gon retarded.
Yeah, like
he has mental issues.
What the fuck? Even Killua was just kind of like, okay.
Okay, let's do this.
I guess.
Like, Gon, honestly, like if we actually got into like the dumbest MCs of anime history, Gon would be somewhere at the top of that list. Like, he does not deal well with
raw stupidity,
thoughts and feelings.
He has
like,
raw stupid power. He's like
exactly, and that's the reason why what happens because he couldn't deal with his own emotions with what happened with Kite. So that's why that happened. He went through the stages of grief before. Like, there's a whole study on the stages of grief, or whatever. But they actually link those stages of grief to what happens to Gon in the show, and it's because Gon just is incapable of dealing with normal human emotions and whatnot.
So I will say though, to kind of link, like Hunter x Hunter dads, Killua's father, I think is actually a really good dad. Like, I'm no joking, zero.
Like the blonde hair one with the locks.
Well, he's like he kind of looks like they modeled him after a tiger. Like,
like
Killua's dad. He's the
big dude.
He's like the head of the Zoldyck family.
But
now,
so
here. But hear me out. The reason why I think he's a good father is because before we met Killua's father, we all thought like he's the head of the assassins. He's gonna be a fucking dick. We met his grandpa before we ever met his father. His grandpa's the shit, but his grandpa's also a dick and doesn't care, right?
Amazing.
But when we meet Killua's father, Killua, he goes out. He's like, "Come here, Killua." Killua walks up and he's like, "Have a seat." And we think like he's like his dad about to whoop his bitch ass, like fuck him up, because he didn't know that Killua was down in the dungeon being tortured this whole fucking time. He actually was mad at his wife. That woman's a bitch.
Yeah.
But he brought it. He said, "Come here, Killua. Come here." And he sat him down. He said, and I was like, "Oh shit, this shit about to get lit. He about to beat the shit out of his son." He was like, "What you been up to?" And he's like even Killua was kind of scared. And he was like, I was just hanging out with my friends, like I made like a best friend in the world. Like, I'm still doing the assassin thing, but Illumi be fucking with me and it's really upsetting me. Like, and he just like started spilling the shit to his dad. His dad was legit listening. And his dad said, "Do you ever plan on killing your best friend or something like that?" And he was just like, "No, I don't. Like, I will protect him or I will die for him." And he said, "If you ever find somebody like that in your life, you hold on to them as long as you can." And I was like, holy shit, for like the leader of the literal biggest assassin coordination like in the world. And his dad was a fucking badass too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But his dad was straight up just like, hey, if that's what you feel, he's like, all right, so you got two options. You can stay here, we can keep training. I want you to be right on my right hand side the whole time, or you could go back with your friend. It's up to you. Right. And he was just like, I'd like to go back with my friend and I'd like to hang out. And he was just like, okay. Hey, look, if you ever need anything, you can always come back. You can always, we're always here for you if you need us. And then he just left. And I'm like, holy fuck. And every time he meets his dad is like super, like, Yeah, he's like in mission mode, like with his grandpa, with his dad's dad. Like they're both the father-son combo there. But like his dad's always supportive. His dad never fucks with him. The whole show, his dad never fucks with him. Like not once. Except for when it came down to Nanuka and Aluka, when he was just like, we should not let this bitch out. And he's like, that's your daughter. And he's like, yeah, but this is what happens when we fuck with, you know what I'm saying? So like, other than that, like I was like super surprised that Kilo's dad was like a legit, after meeting his brother, both of his brothers, after meeting his grandpa, his mom, you know, I'm just like, God, these people suck. You know what I'm saying? Like that fat motherfucker that sits in front of kids all day.
With that. But why are we giving props to his dad for being nice in those situations? Like I agree, like damn, I was surprised when he kind of like, oh well, that's what you want, go ahead. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Looking at his father, I mean not his father, his mother, looking at his grandfather, looking at his brother, everyone around him, his both brothers, both brothers, they're dicks to Kilo. Like they really fuck with him. But then his father kind of is like, that's just the life. Like, bro, protect me, nigga. How you gonna get mad at the mom but don't protect me?
So here I will give you that one when it comes down to he's kind of like he's not present when it comes to that stuff. He isn't present, he's not present at all. Like, but here's the thing though. Not talking about our own morality or our own morals and how we would raise our family, but he's literally raising a household full of assassins. Mm-hmm. And as a father, kind of like us, when we have sons, right? Like me and you both have sons. If our kid falls, or like your son falls off the couch, but you obviously can tell what's good and what's bad. You let him fall, and you see him. Like this is a small example of what I'm about to explain that he does, but like. You're like, if he can't, he needs to get up and he needs to wipe it the fuck off. And if he's really hurt, I'll step in and I'll, do this, do that. But what I think his dad is doing is one, because he's like, I'm literally raising a house full of fucking assassins. So they need to be tough. I can't just protect you, everything that's happening. And if he's like, if my son can't get through this, like he shouldn't be a part of the assassins. He made that family specifically to be assassins, not to be weak. But the fact that he still is doing that and then could have a legit father-son loving conversation at the same time, I think is like, it's a good switch, right? Every dad should have that switch where they can be like, nah, fuck him. He needs to get up or he needs to figure it out. Like my son, my oldest son will get stuck on like something and then he'll be like, dad. And I'm like, figure the fuck out. You got yourself in there. You can get yourself out. Right?
Turn up the wattage. Right. It's not high enough. Electrocute him more. Poison him more. That's not enough.
That shit didn't do nothing. He was sitting there, and then even his grandpa came in and was like, all right, that's enough. That's not doing shit to him. Remember, his grandpa was like, y'all need to
that's nothing.
He's like,
Killua has a whole fucking electricity affinity and resistance because of it. Like, I mean, I get they're assassins, fine, okay, this is anime, anime kids are basically gods, but
like in our household, right? Like
nigga.
I get you, but like in our households, if we saw like our wives or just any household, we saw our wives like absolutely dogging the fuck out of our kids, we're gonna step in and say something. We're not fucking a house of assassins. No. Like we're not, you know what I'm saying? So like we're not assassins, we're normal families, but in their family, they are. So if he's like, if my son, I know my son can get through this shit. Like I know my son.
Anya Forge's assassin.
Yeah.
The fuck?
But
no, I'm sorry. But no, I get you. Like, yeah, he got to raise assassins. Yeah, they gotta be a certain level of hard. Like I said, we kind of want our boys to be hard to a certain extent as well. Right. So. Fine, we'll
toxic masculinity.
That. But nigga, can you at least let him not be fucking what they were torturing? His brother was torturing his ass. Like, can you at least stop that? But
his grandpa stopped it.
His grandfather.
A lot of his dad is the leader of the clan of the Zoldyck family household.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the grandfather the leader before that?
He was, but do you think that a lot of things that come down. So whenever we get orders to do something, they come from higher ups that we've never meet or never talked to. So a lot of the things that did happen to Killua that either prevented something from happening or his grandpa walking in to stop something, they could have been coming from his dad. We just never saw it coming from his dad.
So that may have been his father's order.
And maybe his father's order to one either. Well, his mom was on fuck shit because remember, actually, his dad, if I remember correctly, and those of y'all who are listening, if y'all the comment section, please let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm almost positive Killua's dad told his mom or told his wife, he was like, if you do this shit to Killua or you go after him, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure he said that. So he's looking out. He's
when
like
he needs to.
He's like, I know my boy can get through this shit, but I also know you're after him. If you fucking go after him or you hurt him again, I'm gonna fucking kill you. He loves Killua. Killua was his favorite son.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I don't know. I think
that's his favorite. I mean, like he got better sons.
Who? Nigga, the fat one or the one that puts fucking Botox in his face?
Hey, he's a master fucking IT god, bro.
Because you're
can hack anything. He can buy. You know what? Let's just move on because we're just gonna get into a whole other conversation. Let's talk about a real dad who held it down until the last moments before he died. Let's talk about Whitebeard. Let's talk about Whitebeard the pirate. I know you may not know much about him. It's gonna be a real quick conversation. Whitebeard he's a pirate from One Piece. I gotta bring him up because his whole deal is he grew up as a pirate, but he wanted a family. And as he grew up, as he became a captain and started gathering up his crew, his lieutenants within his crew, he was like a father, not just to his captains, not just to a few people part of that crew. He had one of the biggest crews on the sea. He was a Yonko or emperor of the seas in One Piece. Spoiler, he dies. Was an emperor. Yeah, I know you know. But anyway, he was an emperor, and he had the biggest crew out of everyone, and every one of them called him pops, dad, father, something, because he treated every one of them as if they were his actual seed, as if they grew up together. He birthed them from his balls, my nigga. No, every single one of them. and it was beautiful because even like something happens around the time of his death where one of his sons actually betrays him. And even after he's betrayed by his son, he's like, it's okay. I understand. It's my fault because I wasn't good enough to you. I didn't make you feel safe and secure enough within your own self so that you wouldn't betray me. Now, I would never say some dumb shit like that in my life. Maybe I'm just not dad of the year. Yeah. But if my son betrays me, hey, he about to get this mink. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, he didn't mink his ass. He could have. And because he kept on moving and fighting after that point. But he came up and literally stabbed him in the back. And he's like, it's okay. I deserve that. It's on me. That's on me.
That's weak sauce.
So honestly, I'm bringing him onto this list because even in the end, even when he could have gave up and said, fuck all y'all, I'm out, he gave his last dying breath to protect his crew. He made sure that he sacrificed himself, fought the whole Navy, destroyed the ground to basically create a huge chasm in the ground so that his crew can get away. And he just gives his life. And then your boy Blackbeard shows up, but that's all history. You'll get.
I like Blackbeard. Edward Teach Blackbeard. I don't know nothing about One Piece Blackbeard, but
Edward Teach. You mean Teach like Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach from One Piece?
No, Edward Teach, the actual Blackbeard.
Edward Newgate Whitebeard, like Whitebeard we're talking about.
No, bro, you are not listening. Edward Teach from
Oda loves pirates too, guys.
Yeah.
And he actually put those names together so that he can do Whitebeard, Blackbeard. Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, and Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard. Those are the characters. But he does like Edward Teach, Blackbeard, the actual pirate. But I think I've said this to you multiple times, but I think he's going to try to follow the story of actual Blackbeard, how he died, what happened when he died. But that's neither here or there. Whitebeard, he's one of the best dads in One Piece, especially a story about a kid who don't even know who the fuck his dad is, never met him before in his life. His grandfather had to tell him about it. Whitebeard, he's definitely up on that list.
Okay. Do you have any other fathers you want to bring up? Any other good, bad, sideways, up, down, went for melt? Cigarettes, never came back.
I mean, if we're going to bring up just a shit dad, I do want to bring up Grisha from Attack on Titan.
And what are you doing? You know that they killed our family. I told you that you needed to.
So Grisha, the reason why he's a shit dad, not just a bad dad anymore, but a complete shit dad, obviously Attack on Titan is one of your favorite animes, or at least an anime you really do like. In the beginning, for his first son, he forced him to basically follow his ideology, forced him to lie for him, a lie that would literally get him killed and his whole family killed.
Look,
and his son's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Start over. I started over. I got a new family. He could
get and then that nigga started over and then made it worse. Okay. So he forces his first son to lie for him. His son says, nah, I'm not going to do that. So he ends up getting his wife killed and him almost killed, but banished away to a new island. He finds a whole new family, gets another bitch pregnant, has a new son, and decides, you know what? I'm going to be a good dad this time. I'm not going to.
Aaron's running the scene, though. No, it doesn't matter.
That he ruined his first son's life, and he was essentially on the route to ruin. I'm not about to get down your spoiler lane with you, but on the road to ruining his second son's life, thinking he's doing a better job. But Grisha is just an asshole. Didn't learn his from his first mistakes.
Grisha was weak. There is nothing. There's not. I don't think that he wasn't necessarily a bad father. I think he shouldn't have been a father. Like, he was a very weak, very fragile, very like hidden man. Mm-hmm. He let people like talk him into shit. I mean, he
let people die for him.
Let people die. He would run away. He would cower. And then, like, when in the beginning of AOT, he was just portrayed to be this like a loving, I'm gonna find out what's going on father, and then his wife get eaten, and then like
he knew everything from the jump.
From the beginning,
he literally sat there in that fucking on that island, let everyone continue to die for years, knowing the truth about everything. Didn't say anything. Just kept them off those.
Yeah, he was absolute garbage. I just think he was very emotionally weak, and that's kind of what was his downfall. Because I mean, let's be honest, everybody. There's some people out there we know that should not be parents. And hell, even some of y'all, when this shit blows up and there's hundreds and thousands of people hopefully watching this shit, some of y'all be like, the toxic masculinity in this fucking episode. Oh my God, talking about spanking children and, what if, like, oh, shut up. I don't care. You got to sprinkle a little child abuse in there, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of child abuse, Van Hohenheim from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the Edward's father. Father. I mean, essentially father. Like like when you watch Full Metal Alchemist, the regular one, it doesn't really get into how much of a shitbag this guy is. Yeah. But in Brotherhood, when it actually follows the manga itself, you realize that this is all his fault. He did all of this because he was so selfish and he didn't want to die.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that one. There's no,
like, we're not even. Let's not talk about the past. Let's just talk about him as a father. He knowing he doesn't die, knowing he has a whole nother broad out there. He finds this woman, a regular human woman, gets her pregnant, has 2 children with them, and then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go on a journey to find myself. So good luck with those kids.
That's what Jing Freaks did.
No, he just got on a journey to get the fuck away from his kid.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna go find my inner self.
Hohenheim literally was trying to find himself, and I'm not gonna spoil it completely for y'all. So he deuced the fuck out on his 2 kids. Well, his wife ended up getting sick. He knew about it. He even talked to his son about it, like on the future episodes. He was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about it. I could have came back." He didn't come back when the wife died. And then left his 2 sons to fend for themselves. Mind you, we're not talking about 14 and 12 years old. No, these kids were like at the time like 6 and 8 years old, and they're like, "Oh, my father's one day he's going to come back and he's going to pick us up and
we'll still have hope." Yeah,
no, that nigga never came back. They had to find him, and not because they were looking for him. They accidentally came upon him, and then found out, oh, the people that we've really been fighting, who've been trying to kill us, those are the ones who call you daddy. Mm-hmm. You consider them your kids more than us.
Yeah.
And that, it blew me. His whole character blew me in Brotherhood. Like, I actually preferred him in Full Metal Alchemist because he was less of a shitbag. In Brotherhood, you understood that if he would have just understood his mistake from get-go, all of this could have been stopped. All of it could have been saved. Then he called himself, "Oh, I'm going to save the world," and then you still had your son save the world for you.
Hey, I'm on that same shit. All right, I think that's it for our Father's Day episode. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Happy Father's Day.
And make sure you go discipline your kids after listening to this. But please be sure we definitely got everything back up and running. So our YouTube videos should be back out, coming regularly every Sunday. So go tune in for that. Go listen to us on Anchor. Now, not to money grab here, but we do have a supporter feature on Anchor now. So if you do want to go on there, show some support, kind of donate a little bit, it will help this podcast out. We're all small time podcasters, but it'll help us pay for some equipment, make things a little bit better cameras, stuff like that. And then just, inflation, gas money. No, I'm just kidding. But,
gas money.
I'm
going to say it. Gas
money. Yeah. But go on Anchor. You can find us there, The Otaku Octagon. You can go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Our video episodes sometimes will be, when we do our specialty episodes, they will be linked to Spotify and those specialty videos. So you can actually go on Spotify now and look up our podcast and watch the video on Spotify. But still come over to YouTube, click like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, let us know what you think about the podcast. Let us know, our pros and cons, right? We want to get better. We want to get better for you guys so we can bring you guys some better content. But if that's all you have, David, that's all I got.
Peace out. That's all I have as well. I have a good one. Peace.